What up, cappers, gamblers, punters? What up, sleuths? What up, mama? What up, sports fans? It's Monday, September 11th. Feels like a good day to make a little cash. But first off, I just want to send as much love and energy out there to all of you who are affected by Hurricane Irma this past weekend and right now. Such difficult times for you guys, and just as much love and energy as possible. As well to those of you who were affected by Hurricane Harvey last week. Such tough times, and just want to send you guys all as much love and support as possible, and know that we are thinking about you guys. Also, it's the anniversary of the terrorist attacks in the World Trade Center that affected us so deeply. So today is just such a good time to be thankful for all that we have and love our families as much as possible. Well, let's get to today's capping. Yesterday was extremely enjoyable, the first Sunday of the year. I don't know how many of you ended up with glistening throats, but it felt like it was so easy to deduce what happened. Maybe not how low scoring it was, but it was so easy to figure out sort of what happened, which bodes well for the future. But in saying that, it didn't go so well for me. It started out well. I hit the under in the Ravens-Bengals game. Then it went downhill fast. I have said all along that Zampese will be fired as the offensive coordinator of the Bengals, but it's not all his fault. They have no offensive line to work with. What a fucking mess the Bengals front office has done. I should have hammered the Ravens as well as the under. In all my pools, I had the Ravens, but I didn't have the fucking balls to take them. God damn it. And then in that fucking Colts-Rams game, I expected Tolzien to be fucking awful. I expected the Colts to put up single digits, but the 2 pick sixes he threw just killed me, and I lost the under on that game. I was so confident about it. Fuck. I should have just hammered the Rams, and that was a mistake and fucking stupid. And it put me in a bad spot because all of my MLB action on Saturday and Sunday was tied to 5 NFL games. Every bet I made 8 different ball game bets, and I tied them all to my 5 bets that I was making on Beat the Bag. And I really fucked myself with the Astros on Saturday, the doubleheader in Oakland, which they got fucking destroyed. They got mauled. And my man Jin Rummy, who runs with us on our on our YouTube forum, Jin Rummy runs with us, and he warned me about that action. He was right. He saw so much value in the A's in that doubleheader, and it was smart because all you have to do is go 1 for 2 and you're in profit land, and he did great on that, and I took it right in the old drink hole, right in the back of the khakis. If it wasn't for that 2, I mean, you can't say if it wasn't for, what the fuck, whatever. I fucked myself in that. But overall, I went 4 for 4 in the baseball games, including those 2 losses. Went 4 for 4, and then I went 2 and 2 on the NFL games, but it's not a real 2 and 2 because all of that action was tied to the Steelers' money line, which was just, they were such a big favorite. So now I'm not in that bad of shape because in reality, I'm just not in that bad. Really, I went 1 and 2 because the Steelers was just adding a little bit of juice. It's not that my system didn't work. It was that I just bad handicapping that fucked me. It's not the system. And so now I'm in a tough spot. All of my action is tied to the Vikings tonight. Now, in saying that, I'm really confident in this Viking squad and in this home game against the Saints. I'm very confident in it. But I'm in a bad spot. So with all of those parlays, so everything in the last 72 hours has been tied to yesterday's games and then tonight's game. If the Vikings lose, I will be down $821. And if they win, I'll be down $312. I just need them to win, no spread. But it's obviously a really bad spot. I need them to cover in the Beat the Bag competition. But I have four parlays that I put together today that will take care of everything. Now, in these parlays, I have all 4 tied to the Vikings again. So I'm going big on this game, and I expect a glory. So you guys can let me know what you think of all this shit on our forum on YouTube, SBR YouTube forum, and also hit me at Jimmy the Bag on Twitter. But I have the Vikings over New Orleans at -160. I've been talking about this game all week. I'm very confident in this game, and I'm very excited to watch this game. I do not believe that Drew Brees will be able to find enough holes in this Viking defense. I think Zimmer will just bring pressure from everywhere. The front 7 will be the difference. Everson Griffin and Danielle Hunter will be monsters and will disrupt everything that Brees is trying to accomplish. I'm very comfortable in this Viking squad. I think they're so strong defensively. and I believe in them. And I know they have a very pedestrian offense, but I trust them, and I think they will get the job done. So I'm tying them to these games today. I've got the Indians at home over the Tigers at minus 370 and the under 8.5 at minus 105. It's Carlos Carrasco versus Miles J. Carrasco's 14-6 with a 3.53 ERA and a 1.07 WHIP. The Indians are looking for their 19th straight victory, and it's been very enjoyable to watch, and we've succeeded in betting on them often. In Carrasco's past 3 starts, he's been a monster. 2-0 with a 0.78 ERA, and he's holding opponents to a 188 average. 25 strikeouts and 0 walks in 23 innings. Last start, I mean, he was just absolutely incredible. Pitched a complete game 3 hitter on 97 pitches, facing just 28 batters, 1 over the minimum. 9 strikeouts, 0 walks. He's just a monster. In 5 starts versus Tigers this year, he's had their number. He's gone 3-1 with a 2.14 ERA, and that was against a lineup that included the since-traded J.D. Martinez, Justin Upton, Alex Avila, and the DL Victor Martinez. This will be much easier for him to walk through. But Castellanos is on a fucking tear right now. But one guy in the lineup. I mean, Cabrera has sort of awoken after a 6-game suspension, but he's still just not the same guy. So Miles J will be interested to see how he pitches. He's only pitched 5 2/3 in the big leagues thus far. He's not allowed to run, and he's allowed 3 hits. He faced the Indians in his first career Major League appearance on September 2nd, and he went 3 1/3 shutout, allowing 2 hits. He has not struck out a batter in his 5 1/3, but that's okay. You know, his fastball is low 90s, but he has this curve that goes down to low 70s, and he picks his spots. And 25-year-old kid, I'm excited to see how he throws. In AA and AAA, he was 4-13 with a 3.96 ERA and a 1.47 WHIP. But the Mud Hens have been a mess in Toledo this year because the Tigers have taken all of their players. So the 4-13 thing isn't a big deal. 1.47 WHIP is not great. Both Zimmer for the Indians and Iglesias will both be out of the lineup for the Indians and Tigers respectively. And that is the action I'm doing on that game. So then I think the Dodgers will stop their 10-game winning streak today in San Francisco on the road versus the Giants at minus 210. It's Kenta Maeda versus Chris Stratton. Dodgers have lost 15 of 16. The Giants have lost 12 of 16. These two teams have combined to win 5 of their last 32 games. Maeda is 12-6 with a 4.02 ERA and a 1.13 WHIP. He's been unlucky this year, but he's not been good on the road. 4-5 with a 5.46 ERA. Going up against Stratton, 2-3, 4.10 ERA, 1.56 WHIP. He has not been good at home. 5.28 ERA, 1.76 WHIP. That WHIP is very high. And that reason why the WHIP is so high is because he's been very bad as a reliever this year, but much better as a starter. And he's been great since the All-Star break, going 2-1 with a 2.28 ERA in 5 starts. This is the longest losing streak the Dodgers have had in the last 25 years, and I believe it will come to an end tonight. The next game I like is the Rockies on the road over the Diamondbacks at minus 200. It's Kyle Freeland versus Zach Greinke. Zach Greinke is 16-6 with a 3.01 ERA and a 1.06 WHIP, but it's at home where we have milked them all year. 13-1 with a 2.31 ERA, 0.090 WHIP, and opponents are hitting 197 off of him. Freeland is 11-10 with a 3.99 ERA, 1.45 WHIP. He's had a good rookie year, but he's not looked good of late. He allowed 5 runs, 3 earned, and 3 1/3 to the light-hitting Giants last out. The Giants can't hit lefties at all, but can hit Freeland fine. He's allowed 6 earned runs, 12 hits, and 5 walks over his last 7 1/3. He does not look good, and we're going to keep milking Greinke every time he pitches at home for the rest of the season. Won't be too many more opportunities, but we're going to keep milking it. So that's what I got. I got $200 on the Indians, Dodgers, Vikings at plus 204. I got $100 on the Indians, Tigers under 8.5, and Dodgers, Vikings at plus 494. And I have $100 on the Indians, Diamondbacks, Dodgers, Vikings at plus 357. That's what I'm up to, man. But I do want to bring up one of our cappers that's on Team Bag, who's been very, very hot lately, and that is my man JB out of Dallas, Texas. In the last week alone, he had a 3-game, 2 4-games, and a 5-game parlay, and he has put a 4-game parlay together for tonight, and I will share it with you guys. So my boy JB out of Dallas has the Saints at plus 3, the Chargers at plus 3. I like the Chargers a lot in this situation. And the Rockies, Diamondbacks under. Now that's under 9. I'll bet 365 right now. And the Texas Rangers. So he's got the Saints plus 3, Chargers plus 3, Rockies, D-backs under, and the Rangers. And he's been red hot of late. If you want to follow my boy JB. Hit him at FBGJB1_ on Twitter. And tomorrow will be the first live wrap-up show of the Beat the Bag competition. I am in a bad spot. I went 1-3, although I do have the Vikings by the point spread tonight. Of the 1,249 people in the Beat the Bag contest, 8 people went 5-0. And 18 people are 4-0, including my WNBA guru, Hugh Madbro, a.k.a. Robinson Yepes, a.k.a. my boy Jorge, who is looking very good, and he's beating the bag easily. So I'll be breaking it all down on tomorrow's live Beat the Bag wrap-up show at 8 p.m. Eastern. So follow along, comment, let me know who you guys like in next week and what you guys thought of the first action of the season, the first week of the action. But other than that, much love, you guys. Let's make this cash. Let's have a big week. It's our first Monday night. I'm leaving that Chargers-Broncos game alone, except for my pools, where I have the Chargers at +3. But I'm very excited to watch that game. And I think that Simeon can play. I really do. I think that he'll be better this year than he was last year. I mean, that goes without saying. Although, I mean, Prescott, I don't think will be as good last year as he was this year. I think people are going to be able to counteract some of the shit that he got away with in last year. It's going to be fun seeing that Cowboys offense play. That defense is not as good as it looked last night. The Giants just are fucking awful. But let me know what you guys are up to. Hit me at Jimmy the Bag on Twitter and on our forum. Let me know what you're doing tonight, what your action is, and how you did on Sunday, and I will shout you out every chance I get. We want to toast the winners. And then on Beat the Bag wrap-up show, we'll fucking roast the losers, and I will be one of those losers. Fuck, 1-3, took it in the drink hole, back of the khakis, heart of the short shorts, right in the old tongue protector, right in the old lozenge slot. My throat is still glistening, and I hope none of yours are. Much love, you guys. Get that cash.